Can guys and girls be friends?
Right.
Like, how many friends is it okay to have, while you're in a relationship?
Right. So I think this is a good topic. We were talking about this a little bit last night, and so that's why we wanted to do it on the podcast. We got into some really good conversations last night, some really eye-opening, insightful conversations. No, but yeah, so when it comes to like relationships and boundaries within relationships, when it comes to friendships, I have differing opinions. I think it's okay for guys and girls to be friends when you're in a relationship. I think it's okay. What about you?
I think it's okay, but I feel like there's some cap behind that. Like, I feel like a lot of guys, like, if given the chance,
Yeah.
like a lot of the guys don't want to be in a friend zone. Like, girls are cool with it, but guys,
Yeah, and that's true, but I think that's why you need boundaries when it comes to relationships. Because if me and you are in a relationship and you have like a girlfriend and y'all go out to y'all go to the movies and then you're going to the club together and you're drinking together, like without me, it's a little bit sketch. It's just a little bit sketch. It's like, why y'all going to the club? Why y'all drinking together? Like, what y'all by yourselves? Like, what's the point of that?
Yeah,
like, why
yeah.
can't I come? Why can't we all do it, So I think it's just about like having boundaries. It's about respecting your partner and also respecting your friend. Like I think you have to it's like a thin line and you just can't cross that line. You have to respect both, I think.
I feel like if you make your partner aware, like y'all go out, like let's say y'all go grab a bite, it's broad daylight. I'm like, yeah, this is what I'm doing. Like I'm pretty open with you, me personally. You think that's weird still?
No, I don't think that's weird. I would feel like, because me, I'm like a little bit clingy, so I would feel like, why can't I be included in this? Like, why do y'all want to go out by yourselves? Like, I'm friends, we're
What if I
friends
take
too.
you out first?
Why can't we all go together? That's the point. It's like, why can't we all go together? But no, I think it's just because like I had this conversation with my best friend Greg, shout out Greg. He actually gave us this topic because me and him got in some debates about this too. But I was having a conversation with him. I had asked him, so like, if you get in a relationship and your girlfriend tells you can't be friends with me anymore, like, what are you gonna do? And I told him I would completely respect that. Like, yes, you're my best friend. Yes, I love you, but that's your partner. Like that comes first. I feel like and I am your best friend, and I don't want to say I come second, but I think you just have to have a balance because at the end of the day, like, yes, you need your partner, but you also need your friends. So it's like about maintaining balance. Because if you get in a relationship and then you cut off all your friends, if that relationship ends, you're going to be SOL, no friends. But then if you make your friends the priority, you might lose your relationship. So it's just about like balance.
Yeah, no, I agree. I feel like when you get into a relationship, you can't lose yourself. You can't, give so much of your time to one person that everyone else is just an afterthought. Because ultimately, like those people were holding you down when you were single. So, I mean,
Yeah.
I just feel like it's wrong to just like cut people off like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I guess that
Because
makes sense.
I've been on the receiving end of that, and that was tough.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. If you're saying if you were already friends with this person
Yeah.
before your relationship.
Yeah, I think like you in a relationship already, you really ain't got I really ain't got no business
To be making
like,
friends
new
after.
friends.
Okay.
That's us.
I agree with that completely, 100%. I agree. But you were saying like you were in that situation?
Yeah. No, like, I mean, it's something you got to respect, but, people move on, like they get in new relationships and, they set boundaries that they feel are best for their partner. But it's tough, when you have history with people, for sure.
Yeah, I agree. And I think it's also, I saw this quote on TikTok. This man was saying like, cause he was married. So it's also different when you're talking about like boyfriend and girlfriend, like dating, and you're talking about marriages. But the man on TikTok, he was married. He was like, I don't need female friends. Like I have my wife, like we go out, we do this, like I'm married. So it's kind of disrespectful to
That's
her
valid.
to do that. So but that's
valid.
different. That's like if you're married, but I still feel like you still can have friends of the opposite sex. I mean, my dad does. Like my dad, one of his good friends, she's a female. I call her my aunt. She comes over. We all hang out. Like, so it really just depends. You have to trust. It's about trust too.
I feel like it's like, what is the context? Like, how long y'all been knowing each other? Like,
That
how did y'all
too.
meet?
That too. But they met, my dad and his friend, they met after. I mean, obviously way after my parents were
Yeah.
married. So it's like, it just kind of depends. You also have to have trust for your partner. I think it comes down to trust. Something I said to Greg, like, I can trust you. Like, if you had a female friend, I can trust you, but I don't know, like, what her intentions are, you know? She could
Yeah.
be trying to get with you, you know? I don't know. But at the end of the day, if I trust you, then, you know, I trust you not to do anything, you know?
Hey, man, everybody around me solid, so you ain't got nothing to worry about.
hope so.
Plus, I have no other female friends
Yeah.
other than you. But, you know, I think it's always good to have friends of both sex, you know?
Yeah, I agree. It's different perspectives. It's different. I mean, it doesn't have to. Guys and girls can be friends without.
I just feel like guys be lurking.
They do. They do. They really
More
do.
the girls.
Well, probably. I mean, I don't know. They
That's
both
fact.
do.
That's
They
fact.
both do, though.
That's fact.
Really?
Yes.
So none of your like girlfriends ever,
No.
you know, tried you?
No.
That's a lie.
That's not a
You
lie.
lying?
No, I'm not.
Because you told me.
Nah. I just feel like most guys don't want to be in the friend zone, and it's like, what is the benefit? What do I need another friend for? I got
Yeah.
the bros. Unless we like tight, like how many casual female friends do I need? Like, what am I really getting out of that?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. I definitely agree.
So, what do you think about like how, when it comes to like boundaries for yourself personally, how easy is it for you to open up? Like, how long does that take?
Like with friends? Or what do you
With
mean?
anybody, like friends, relationships.
Oh, it takes a while for me to open up. I'm very shy. So I don't just,
Cap.
I am shy. Why do you
Okay.
say that? I'm so shy. I can't just randomly like start opening up to
You just told
people.
me you was the introvert. You was the extrovert in this relationship yesterday.
Because you're
said
way
that.
more introvert.
She stressed that. She stressed that yesterday.
We are both introverts, but he is way more introverted than I am. You make me come out of my shell and I can be more extroverted. So when we go out together, I feel like I have to be the extrovert because if not, we're just gonna be sitting in the corner talking to ourselves and
cap.
not like, you know, socializing.
That's cap.
So I feel like I can be extroverted, but I'm still shy. You can be shy and an extrovert, I feel like, right? Is that a thing? I feel like you can be a shy extrovert.
No.
No, you can't?
No.
I don't know, but I'm shy. So for me, when it comes to like,
Okay, what's your definition of shy?
like I guess I don't want to say I'm nervous around people, but I have to read them first before I can truly be myself because I got
That's
to see.
introvert energy.
That's also shy energy. Like introverts can talk, like they can start conversations.
Okay, when I think about shy, I think about like you're really like reserved, really meek.
That's me.
Like you're not
mean?
though. Like
don't
you
think I'm
speak up,
reserved?
you're not like quiet.
I've gotten a lot better when it comes to, so if anybody out there, if y'all are shy, one thing I did to break out of that, I got a job, and I'm not saying go do this, but in college, I was a bartender. That I had to be, because that's how I made my money and that's how I got my tips. I had to socialize. So I think that kind of broke me out of my shell so much, because if you would have met me before college, I never talked. Like I never spoke, like at all, like barely even to my friends. I was so painfully shy. So that kind of helped me a lot. But I feel like for me, when it comes to opening up and just being vulnerable, it takes a long time. It just takes a long time. I got to get to know you. I got to see if like our personalities mesh. I got to see if I can trust you. Like I got to see if, because when it comes to being vulnerable, I feel like, I don't want to say it makes me look weak, but I don't like that. I just don't like that. Like, I don't know. So it takes me a minute to really, open up with people, but.
So our first date, I feel like I got you to open up like pretty quickly. You were telling me that you're super shy, you were super nervous and all that
Yeah.
stuff. Like how was I able to help you open up so fast? Mm-hmm. Is it because I'm an extrovert?
You're not an extrovert.
What was that
I thought
day?
you were.
I was that day.
I thought you
I was that
were,
day.
which was crazy because for the longest I thought you were an extrovert, and then you told me like, no, I'm an introvert, and then I started seeing it. And I was like, oh yeah, he is an
But
introvert.
you saw it the next day.
What? Oh, that you were an introvert? Yeah, that is. Oh yeah, because you were not talking.
I was
You weren't
chilling.
talking at all, man. But no, I think the secret was I took a couple shots before our first date. That's what made me. No, I'm just kidding. No, you made me feel comfortable. I think for introverts, when people make them feel comfortable, then they're able to like open up more. They're able to be themselves, and you made me feel really comfortable. So, and that's why I thought you were an extrovert, because for me, I have a lot of extroverted friends, and people who are introverts and people who are extroverts, y'all know, like when an introvert makes friends, it's because an extrovert came and just like adopted them pretty much. That's what all my friends say. They're like, we just adopted you. Like, and it's so true. That's how I make friends. So all of my friends are extroverts. That's why I thought you were an extrovert, because you match that energy. So yeah.
No, that's like what I was telling you yesterday about, like, I feel like it's easier to get to know like women sometimes more than men, just because, like, I don't know, me growing up personally, it was just always harder to like break that ice. I feel I feel like maybe you feel like this with girls. Sometimes girls are more judgy. Like, I feel like guys are like,
yeah.
If we don't really have like a purpose for that conversation, it tends to end quick.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like, yeah, girls are kind of, wait, you said girls are more judgy?
I'm saying like your own sex is more like.
Oh, you think guys are more judgmental to you?
No, I'm saying like, okay, like you go over to a group of girls, like it's just a different vibe than if you go and like talk to God.
It is a different vibe, but I would say for me, it would, I don't know, it depends, because girls can be very hard to crack the ice with sometimes. You don't think so?
It depends.
So is that not a red flag though?
What you mean?
Like if a guy or if a girl, like she only has a lot of guy friends, or if a guy has like a lot of girlfriends, is that not a red flag?
That is a red flag.
It's a red flag? Why do you think it's a red flag? Why do you think it's a red flag?
Why are you so friendly?
Friendly? What do you mean friendly?
Why are you so friendly?
Friendly to who?
Like, why you got 15 guy friends?
But you could say the same thing for the opposite, right?
Yeah. That would be weird.
I don't know. I think
if I had 15 female friends, that would not be weird to you.
I think it would be weird. I think it'd be a little bit weird. But for guys, I guess it's different. I don't know. It's very different. And I hope we don't get canceled for this episode. They're gonna be like, y'all are so sexist. They're gonna cancel us.
No, I mean,
I'm gonna be canceled.
I'm just talking real.
I know. That's hilarious. No, I agree though. I think it's a red flag too. But for me personally, it depends on, because like I said, females can be very like catty and like judgmental. So it just kind of depends, but that's not everybody though. You can't just judge,
sure.
It's not everybody. But I think guys are just more chill and laid back to like have conversation with. They're just more chill. So
they're also not that chatty. Like
you?
Sometimes.
You're not chatty.
I'm not a small talk person.
You don't like small talk?
Nah.
I hate small talk.
Think about it. Even with you, I like having like big, deep conversations.
Oh yeah, you are a deep guy.
I'm not like a small talk person.
You're a deep guy, yeah. You like to have those deep conversations, yeah. So I get that. I don't like small talk either. It's kind of like pointless. It's like, okay, what are we talking? Like the weather? Yeah, it's raining today. Wow, like it's just so pointless. So I don't know. I agree though.
So for you, what's been the best part of this relationship? Just for you, your growth?
I think this relationship has like opened my eyes to a lot of things that I need to grow on. So like, just like I said, like being an extrovert, that's something that I want to work on, because when it comes to the woman that I want to be, like I want to be a motivational speaker. I want to host conferences. I want to be like Sarah Jakes Roberts. Matter of fact, she's at her Women Evolve conference right now. I'm so mad I couldn't make it. Shout out Sarah Jakes. If you see this, let me come next time. I want to speak. But yeah, that's what I want to do. So in order to do that, I don't want to say I have to be an extrovert, but I can't be shy. I can't be reserved. I can't be, I can't like lower myself. So it made me realize like I need to work on those skills. I need to work on, speaking up more. I need to work on talking more. I need to work on, exuding that energy. So I think this has kind of helped show me where I need to work on and what areas I need to work on when it comes to my personal growth and my career growth. I think you've taught me a lot when it comes to my career, because we kind of, we do the same things. You've taught me a lot when it comes to that. So just career-wise, personal-wise, and spiritual too, which is so great. Like I always say this, like our relationship has so many like assets to it, because like it's physical, it's emotional, mental, spiritual. And so I think that you've taught me a lot in all of those factors. So what about you?
I would say you've helped me be like more patient, like with life.
Patient.
Why you said that?
Do I test your patience?
No, you don't need,
Just kidding.
no, not nearly.
I'm playing.
No, you don't test my patience that much, but just more like with myself, like offering myself grace and being able to like grow in a lot of different areas. I feel like we haven't really like explored us both having the same like gifts and talents as much as we definitely can.
We really haven't. Not really. Yeah.
Yeah. Like we do the podcast together, but like yesterday you showed me the workbook. That was cool, but we got to do more collabs.
Yeah, we definitely do. I think this is good though. I think the podcast, because I know that was something that you kind of birthed the podcast, because you told me, you know, that God had put it on your heart to do a podcast, and I was like, okay. Well, you had other people that you wanted to do it with, right?
I've been wanting to do it for like over a year.
A long time, yeah, before you met me. So it wasn't until I came along that, you know, it came about. But, you know, that's just how God works, right? But no, like I think this is really good. I think this is helping us both grow in a lot of different areas. You know, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. So I think this is good. But we definitely need to do more, you know, with our careers together.
So what's one thing nobody knows about me that you wish more people knew about me?
Ooh, that's a hard question. That's a tough question. How are you gonna ask me that right now? You know I gotta think. One thing that people don't know about you that I wish they did. I don't know. Do a lot of people know that you're a deep person?
I don't think so.
I don't think so, because you're an introvert. That's why they don't.
I'm also really goofy. I don't
People
feel like I always
know-
come off goofy though.
I feel like, well, around your friends you do.
Yeah, I do.
So
but-
they know that already.
Yeah.
But yeah, so no, I would say that I wish more people knew like how intelligent and emotionally intelligent you are, because you're a very deep person. You're very good at conversation. Yeah. Let me stop hyping you up, because you're going to get a big head over there.
That's one thing I wish more people knew about Fawn. She is very driven. She is always working. Like, I think I'm always making videos, but you're like, I gotta make this video. I'm like,
Oh my
dang, take a
gosh.
break. You're always up and doing something. But yeah, that's very inspiring, very creative. And no, I think you're really good at like, feeding your own fire.
Thank you.
I don't think you need other people's motivation. You're very good at finding it from within.
Really?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
Oh, that was really nice. I never really thought about that. I feel like I usually do. Well, I guess it's because I watch a lot of like podcasts and a lot of sermons. So I guess that helps. But I think even being around you, I think that does feed like my motivation a lot. I think so. That was really sweet. But you're not lying about the working. Literally right before this podcast, I was at an event, and what was like 5 hours.
Hey, I would have taken it off your hands.
You should. I would have let you, man. It was a 5-hour-long event. And then after this, I got to go home and do more videos. It was. I got there at 9.
Oh, yeah.
9 to 2. Oh, my goodness. So he's not lying about working. So, yeah. But, that's a good thing, right? You want someone who's, motivated and driven.
I guess.
Yeah. You guess?
I guess.
What does that mean?
You ain't never going to be at home, but,
You know what is really, sad about that, actually? This event I was at, it was a mother-daughter conference. So this one lady, she came to speak on stage, and she was talking about how, yes, it's important to work, and yes, it's important because when you have kids, you want to go out and make money for them, so you want to provide for them and everything. But she said her kid was like, Mom, I feel abandoned. You're never home. She's like, well, I'm giving you all this stuff. I buy you everything you want and all this stuff. And she's like, yeah, but I just wanted time with you, So it's that's really deep. Sometimes, we can forget about that as workaholics, because you work a lot too. It's not just me. You work a lot too. But, sometimes you just need to stop and be around your family, be around your friends. It is important to want to provide and want to make money and everything, but family is more important. So
that's facts. I feel like at the end of the day, what your kids are going to remember about you 10 years from now, 15 years from now, it's everything that happened at home. Mm-hmm. It's not oh man, my dad was always sweating, working 65 hours a week. They're not going to know that. They're just going to know you were there less. So it's really what did that actually provide for you?
So what's one thing that you, from your childhood, one thing you really cherish about your parents?
I would say for my dad, I never ever not once, still to this day, have ever heard him complain about going to work. And that like was helped me like with my work ethic. Just very cool to see my dad, you know, going to work at 4 in the morning, like waking up at 2 to go run before work, and just never complaining, like never moping around. He always made time for us when we got home. I would say for my mom, just her adapting, trudging through, like, you know, she went to college late. She went back like non-traditionally, but she did it. Like she, you know, fought through it and got her degree, you know, no matter how long it took. And now she's doing what she likes to do. So I think just her being able to be a good mom, but also like do what she needed to do to not let like her dreams fall flat.
I love that. That's really sweet. And she came from, she's not from America, right? She had to come here, right?
Yeah, she came here from Brazil. I think 93 with my dad. They got married. Dad went up there, cuffed, came back. That's how we do it.
Yeah, so that's amazing. That just shows like her work ethic to come to a new country and start a family.
Also, like I talked to her about this a lot. Like I don't think I give her enough credit for like coming here with like with nothing, and then not knowing the language. Like she had to learn English.
Wow.
And like I only hear her speak English, but like she
Wow.
does speak Portuguese fluently. Never taught me, so that sucks. But no, just I admire that because she said that was tough. That was hard with a with a child. So
I'm sure, and she had to go to college and all that stuff. Wow, that's a lot. That's very admirable. I would say.
like we talk about like potentially moving one day, and it's like imagine if I was like, you know what, we're gonna go move to Australia. Like that's not a good example. Like more like
Not
I don't know.
Australia.
Let's go move to France. Like you don't speak French at all. Like
Yeah,
huge change. Like
that's a big thing. Yeah.
leave all your family behind.
Yeah.
So.
No, that's a really big thing. Yeah. But what's one thing that you have learned, like a lesson that when you were younger they tried to teach you and you didn't really you didn't grasp it because you were young. But now that you're older, it's like, man, my parents actually knew what they were talking about. Like, do you have anything like that?
I feel like I don't really have one. Something in hindsight that I learned.
Yeah. Just any lesson, anything they taught you. I know for me, my parents were very strict growing up.
Yeah.
My dad was military, like your dad. And they were just very strict. We grew up in a Christian household. Like, I couldn't even go to parties without my dad having to in high school. I'm talking about in high school. So
Yeah.
imagine how embarrassing this is. I'm 17 years old and I want to go to a party and my dad's like, well, I need to talk to the person's parents who's throwing the party on the phone.
That's crazy.
I was like, Dad, you got to be kidding me. I said, Dad, don't do this to me. I'm going to be the laughing joke of the century. Please, Dad. It was so embarrassing. And of course, their parents didn't know they were throwing the party. But I think I just learned from that.
Wait, so did you go to the party?
Oh, yeah, I went to the party. Matter of
So
fact.
you blew up everybody's spot.
Matter of fact.
You blew up the whole spot.
Because not only did I go to the party, when my parents left, I threw a party, okay? So one thing I learned from that is, and they found out about it, listen, I was a very good child. I was a very good kid. But when you're strict, especially when, you're a teenager and when your parents are strict, when they tell you not to do something, it's going to make you want to do it. And so that's kind of how I was. I was a little bit rebellious, but I was just having fun. I was a kid. But I think just I get it now, seeing that, I have my own daughter. I get it. They're just wanting to protect you. It's not to be hard on you. It's not to the discipline. It's because they love you. They want you to grow up. They want you to be smart. They want you to be kind. They want you to be a good citizen. The discipline is not just oh, my parents just don't like me. Oh, they're crimping my style. It's not because of that. It's because, they love you and they want the best for you. And that's how you have to do it sometimes. You have to discipline. So looking back, I can say thank you to my parents for disciplining me because I turned out really, really good. And I probably wouldn't have if they weren't as strict as they were. So, and that just reminds me of the Bible verse, train up a child in the way he should go. And when he is older, he will not depart from it. So it's the lessons that they teach us when we're young, we're so, so thankful for. Because if they didn't teach us that, who knows where we would be now. Like you said, they taught you never to quit. If they never would have taught you that, who knows where you would be. You probably would have gave up on your dream or something. So it's just that Bible verse is so, so true. And it's just like, thank you to our parents. We both have pretty amazing parents. So if they're watching this, shout out to y'all. Y'all did a good job.
All right, so to wrap up, question I want to ask you is, what was a breakthrough moment for you, something you had to push through, and like you came through the other side, and not only was it a testimony for you, but it helped you grow the most?
When I came back to Jesus, I think that was my breakthrough moment. So like I said, I grew up, and I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to be very brief. I'm not going to give a long story, but long story short, I grew up in church, and then obviously in high school, we kind of moved away. And so we stopped going to church, and that's when I kind of started, like, I didn't really have a relationship with God. I kind of was out there just doing what I wanted to do, just living. Well, I wasn't crazy. I wasn't a bad kid, but I was just living the way I wanted to live. Long story short, got into a lot of stuff that I should not have gotten into, was very, like, selfish, very depressed, very angry, very jealous, petty person. I just was not, like, I just wasn't, a good person. And so I went through some things that I was at a really, really low point in my life. And I don't talk about this a lot, but I was at a really, really low point in my life. And then I realized, I said, listen, something's got to give. Like, I've got to get myself out of the situation. And I knew I couldn't get myself out of the situation. The only person who could do it was Jesus. And so from that, I had moved here to Texas and started my relationship with God. And ever since then, things have just been going up. I started my business, started going back to church, started serving with my church, and things have just been going up from there. So yeah, I was in a really low point, and I would say to anybody who does need a breakthrough, and I know you want to answer the question too, but to anyone who is looking for a breakthrough, I believe that you can find it in Jesus. Like, whatever you need, whether it's comfort, whether it's love, whether it's peace or joy, whatever it is, he can give it to you. So yeah, that's my little breakthrough that I went through.
No,
I
like
you?
that. I remember seeing your reel on your Instagram, like when we had first started dating,
Oh,
or like when
yes.
we were first talking. I was like shocked, because that's how I found out you had a daughter. But I was like, man, that was like.
Are you talking about the one where I was like, it was like the enemy thought he had me?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. If y'all don't follow me on Pretty and Purpose brand, please go follow me and watch that reel that he's talking about. It's crazy. A lot of people didn't know that stuff about me. They didn't know that
was
stuff.
wild.
Which is good. That means I'm not the same person that I was. Amen. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus.
All right, so I guess I'll give my breakthrough story, and then you can wrap us up, take us out. But I think for me, breakthrough story was in high school. I had a pretty good running career, but was doing it for the wrong reasons. And like Fawn said, like, anyone could take your happiness, but they can't take your joy. And your joy is so easily gone when you place it in like vain things, when it's not in Jesus Christ, Lord and Savior. And I think for me, through that, I've developed a bad relationship with running, with that activity, doing it for the wrong reasons for other people. Started to hate it, and had to spend a few days in the hospital. Just was questioning some things, said some worrisome things. Had to spend some time in the hospital. Coach took me there, and that gave me like a really good perspective on life. That seeing other people down, the reasons that they were depressed were nothing compared to the reasons I was depressed at the time were nothing compared to them. And that helped me develop gratitude. And I think that's something like you probably feel every day. Like, I'm an extremely grateful person for everything I do and everything I have. And through that experience, it just taught me, if you do something for the wrong reasons, you won't be satisfied. And that was when my dad did not let me quit running. Ran in college, took up videography, came to Houston, met you. So yeah, the devil's going to try to stop you right when, the big plan's right around the corner. And no, I'm just so grateful for that experience, and perspective matters. I think, like, to anyone who thinks they're having a bad day, always remember, like, you have a decision to make, whatever room you walk in, what energy are you going to bring? And, stay positive, and, think about what energy are you transferring to others, and just try to be positive.
I love that. That was so beautiful. I wish there was an audience here so we could clap for that because that was amazing. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching episode 4 of the Pursuit Podcast. If you've enjoyed this episode, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, subscribe to the Spotify, and follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Pursuit Podcast _ or is it Pursuit Pod _?
Pursuit Pod _.
It's going to be in the links below. So go ahead and click them links and share this podcast with somebody if it helped you, if it blessed you in any way. Share it. And also comment any topics you guys would like us to talk about. Like, what is something that you guys really want to hear about? What is something that you guys want us to talk about? Comment those down below as well. And we will see you guys for episode 5. Thanks for watching.